Is Gala Games behind the newest social media platform that's going to explode? We break down their huge announcement today with everything you need to know and my opinion on it. It's mission time. Welcome back, agents. Secret Agent Stash here. We are at GIA headquarters, the Gaming Intelligence Agency. And there has been some big news that has dropped today coming from Gala. It's something that we hinted at, that we teased not too long ago in a interrogation with the notorious Bitbender, Brink, the big cheese, the head of blockchain at Gala. And now we actually have details about this, big solid details that we're going to go over today. I'm going to break down the entire announcement, what I think about it, what I think is special, what I think is going to need some improvement, and give you guys all the scoop of exactly what's going on here with this new social media network that Gala Chain is behind. Let's go take a look at the details here. Okay, so here we go. This is the big announcement from Gala talking about the brand new Web3 based social media network called Rep that is coming soon. Let's go break this all down. I want to really show you guys something here to kick things off, to give you a quick overview of what Rep is. We got a video here that they launched, very short. Let's watch it together. Amazed. All right, short form. Pin comprehensive. Look clean. So look, it says right there, you can download it now. You can check it out, rep.run. You can get it on Google Play or the App Store. Let's take a look at what is behind the scenes here when it comes to the brand new Rep social media. This is going to be a expansion of the Gala Games ecosystem to a wider audience, they say. They say it's going to elevate the overall Gala Games experience with cutting-edge social features. Now, they specifically keep mentioning Gala Games here, but we know it's going to also include other elements of the Gala ecosystem like movies and also or Gala film and Gala music. Now, the thing I do like that they don't go into a lot of detail here, but it's something I think is actually really important is data privacy, right? They come out right at the gate kind of talking about data privacy and how it is a significant concern. I think it's definitely a big concern with a lot of you out there who are Web3 focused because we understand the value of privacy probably better than most people out there. I know us here over at the GIA, we value our privacy highly. So I love that aspect here, but they do not go into much detail about the privacy features or the data owning features of the social media network. They do kind of play on the war that's kind of going on between, Twitter with Elon Musk and then Zuckerberg with Threads. And I mean, funny that, this happened around this time when we saw Elon Musk and Zuckerberg wanting to go at it in a cage match to fight each other. I think that's kind of funny that then, Zuckerberg launches Threads here and it has garnered 100 million users in a very short amount of time. But they do say that Rep aims to revolutionize the social media landscape with a user-focused approach. Now that's kind of just saying nothing with a lot of words, is what it comes down to here, right? They say in stark contrast to tiring traditional platforms, Rep's core ethos is to put control back into the hands of the users. Sound familiar? Do they mean MySpace? Is that what they mean here? Because that was one of the cool things about MySpace is they did kind of put a lot of the control of the platform of what you were doing on MySpace in the hands of the user. You could go in there and kind of hack your page and do all kinds of crazy weird things in the early days of MySpace. And, we don't really get that a lot with social media anymore. I don't think they really mean that. But let's go kind of break down what Gala Chain is doing here for Rep, because I think there's some misnomers that people right away they see a quick headline or a quick thumbnail and they're just like, no, Gala's doing it wrong. More resources going to something else. No, Gala's already spread way too thin. Stash way too thin. I'm like, I get it, but look, This is this is being developed by a third party. It's actually already been done. This is a finished social media network that actually was going to be on the Near protocol. It was going to be on the Near blockchain, and that's where it's at right now. And they're porting it over to Gala chain currently. So it's going through a huge overhaul and revamp to go from the Near blockchain to Gala chain. Now, what this means is that the third party is working on this. Gala is not working on this. The Gala team, the Gala core team, is not working on this as an app. So, it is going to be very Gala focused because it's using Gala chain. And what it will be is a very good first demonstration of Gala chain being used in ways that, are outside of the core of like kind of just the gaming ecosystem that they're building right now, where Gala chain is currently only being used. Right, we're starting to see it kind of roll out here to music and film, but in not a very significant way. Right, I think this will kind of show a little bit of the power of Gala chain, which is really cool to see. Like here's some of the cool things you can do with it. So they do talk about this a little bit about the journey of the Rep platform and it being on the Near blockchain, and now it's moving over to Gala chain. And what will happen here is we're going to see a sale of Rep nodes coming soon for Gala. So if that's something that interests you, that you might want to take note of the around the metaverse ahead of the game that is coming out this Thursday here later this week, which I will actually be on, where they're going to talk a little bit more about all of these Rep nodes that are going to be for sale. So you will have a node, and it's basically going to be a decentralized social media network that is going to be run by Rep nodes on the Gala chain ecosystem. So as they say, they're going to be talking about that with Bitbinder here this Thursday. So make sure you guys check that out. Now, they go into a lot of different weird things. Now, I want to break some things down here first before we kind of move on. They do say, you can earn rewards on Rep, which is a big thing. I love the fact that, hey, you could operate a node. They say interacting with the network, which I don't know if that's likes or what they're really referring to specifically there. They also say referring new users. So they're going to have a referral system where like you can earn by getting new users on. I'm not super keen about that one. I do like the fact that they're having a referral system here. I just don't know exactly how it's going to work with rewards, and I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to play out. But it could go south in a couple of different ways if it's not built in the right kind of manner. Now, when we talk about some of these other features, some things that confused the shit out of me was the treasure hunts. That's the first thing they kind of put up in the video, and they're like, the AR treasure hunts, and they kind of talk a little bit more about this, and they say, AR is a big part of, I think, what we want to see from gamified anything in the future. So starting off with kind of a treasure hunt type of platform is a little bit interesting and a weird feature to kind of like jam into a social media. Now, I love GPS and geolocated type of technology. I've talked about OVR, which is a really good blockchain-based one with an AR kind of thing, which is very similar. They have a treasure hunt feature, which you can go around and collect coins essentially in these treasure hunts by going out and doing something, right? So they talk about this being scavenger hunts, quests, contests, and things that will put people out. Kind of like if it was a Pokemon Go, but for everybody to be able to use those same features to go do the same tasks with, right? Get people out. I like it, but it feels like it fits awkwardly in this social media platform. It's kind of, what I've seen from Rep is as we talked about before, it's kind of a mashup of like Instagram, some short form from TikTok, and then like kind of Threads and Twitter all mashed together, but with an AR treasure hunt platform. I don't know how well that's going to go over as a feature. I like it. I just don't know how many people are actually going to use it. It needs to get to a certain level of velocity to really push it. Now, here's my thought. Now, if Gala is going to incentivize people to get out and to do these things, to make treasure hunts, to get people to do it, to use the feature, and then load them with some sort of NFTs or Gala-based assets for the games or film or music, I think that could actually be pretty bullish and would be something interesting. We saw a similar thing like that with Theta.tv. If you guys have ever watched me stream there, they have some sponsors and they have some built-in prizes that they allow their streamers to give out on the network while they're streaming, which I thought was ingenious, right? You're making these partnerships with larger brands as a platform, and then you say, hey, you got X amount of these to be able to use every week, and you can go claim them and use them to do a treasure hunt. I think that could be cool. but I'm a little wary how it fits in with the rest of the plan here, because what they talk about this really being in when it comes to Gala is they talk about Rep essentially being their friend system, right? This is going to be the system they use for friends and that interactivity, that social layer that we see with all games these days. Now, the problem I see with that is every freaking game and every launcher has their own social little thing, and it just doesn't get used to the degree I think anybody ever really wants it to be used. Knowing when your friends are online is great, but like a lot of the extended features don't necessarily get used like that. Combining that kind of platform with an actual social media platform that people just use for the hell of it could actually work out well. But I'm a little bit wary of it kind of falling by the wayside of the same way that we see these other socially integrated aspects in launchers and in multi-game ecosystems kind of just not really being what they should be. They're literally like, oh, is my friend online? Okay, yeah, he is. Okay, I can group with him. Let's go. And it's not much beyond that. And every time I feel like they try and put more and beyond that, even in Steam, places like that, it just doesn't, there's not that many people that really want to engage with it in that level. But they do say what I see that's very interesting here is that Gala Friends is going to be the first example of a dedicated social network within the Rep ecosystem. So it's basically creating your private level, like your private label, like Web3 social media network for your own stuff. Now that's a pretty interesting concept right there. Out of everything I've seen so far, that one line right there interests me the most, because we're starting to see this as a trend in blockchains where you essentially have a blockchain network that allows you to create your own private blockchain system within their system. Avalanche works like this, Polkadot works like this, and I think that we're starting to see that as being a very viable future here for people to be able to develop on, because it allows you to customize it to a high degree. And that's essentially what we're seeing here with Gala Friends, right, and Rep, where you'll be able to create your own like mini social media network using their technology, and it's got its own features, its own chain, maybe its own rewards even, which I think could be pretty cool. So the way they allude to this, it just depends on how it's going to work out, and if it's going to be a paid thing or if it's going to be open to everybody. Will people use these micro networks, or will it just be a, like I said, a kind of abandoned social layer that people are not going to use? I'm still on the fence about that. We really need to see the implementation of this app and how it's going to work with Gala once it gets integrated to really understand what the future of it is going to be. So I think there's some good things here. I think there's some interesting things here, but essentially we are going to see Gala Chain providing the backbone and network structure for Rep to be a decentralized platform for social media that A, is privacy focused, because they're going to give you some sort of control of your privacy, but then B, also gaming focused in a way that is kind of your own private ecosystem for your game, which you could have one for every major gaming ecosystem. I think that'd be kind of interesting, but all tied together in an actual social media network that makes sense. Bring your identity and your digital self across these different networks through the glue of Rep as a social network for everything. So I could see that being the future here in a big way, but I do see some holes here when it comes to this app, because I feel like they've kind of thrown a lot of things together and they don't necessarily gel as well as I would like them to. Like, how do treasure hunts kind of fit into this whole thing? And is there a way to really incentivize people to go out and look for these things in AR and gamify these social contests in that kind of way? And is that going to mix with short content and like the threaded kind of long form content, right, that we see on Twitter? Mixing those two together, we have not seen yet, right? We haven't really seen a strong platform that is very threaded, thread-like or long-form text-like, combined with a real focus on short-form content right now. Twitter doesn't do it very good, right? And TikTok does short-form content very well, but does no written content, right? Same thing with Instagram. Instagram has very much moved to a visual, short-form content platform, which is why we now have threads. So do people want something all combined together? Well, I mean, if you look at some of the apps in Asia, they do. But I feel like here in the West, we don't necessarily want that. We want one thing to do one thing. I don't know why that's the case, but that seems to be the case. So Rep is going to have an uphill battle here, in particular with the fact that a brand new social media call, with a name of Threads, by Instagram, has launched. They're still going to have to compete with them and everybody else, right? So a new social media network is a very hard thing to get off the ground, and we've seen other Web3 ones come and go. I hope that's not the case here for Gala Chain, and for this first app here that they're launching with Rep. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts below. What you guys think about this? I want to hear your thoughts on earning, on treasure hunts, on Gala Friends. Is this going to be too much, or is it exactly what we're looking for in Web3 and it ticks all the boxes? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. All right, agents, that's all we have for today. Like always, this briefing never happened. Secret Agent Stash, over and out.
Secret Agent Stash. Secret Agent Stash. Oh!